Okay, let's get the chat going on. See where we left off. So mainly, we were okay, cool. We were answering a few questions about preparing, basically getting your health up. Really, Yasmin here, if she's got the flu already, a lot of liquids, electrolytes are probably a good idea. Having your fluids up. Otherwise, yeah, it's kind of all right. Cool. We got one person back, so people are starting to come back now. Very good. Let me do an update on. Actually, I got some video here from Wuhan. Looks like the store shelves are starting to kind of look a little empty here. We never did manage to get our new friend on there. That was kind of strange. Um, I'm not quite sure. It was kind of hard to read some of those messages, but long story short, I hope she's doing well. I'm keeping an eye on her posts, and I do want to get her on the show at some point. But I know a lot of our people enjoyed our talks, so until then, I think this will definitely suffice. Yeah, let's see. All right, cool. We should be ready. Yeah, we should be good now. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what that problem was, but otherwise, we got some old friends coming back here now. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's go take a look at some of the updates from the group chat from earlier. We had a couple things throughout the day that happened. Disneyland in Japan has closed. Hey Yasmin, yeah, as I was just saying earlier, Yasmin, we had a big technical issue over here. My microphone cut out, and then it made the whole stream die. So we're back. We also, and this is a good question for you. I was looking at footage from San Diego. It was just this lady with a cell phone out, and apparently there's a lot of charter buses full of military driving into San Diego right now. What do you think that's about? Late at night. We don't know. Like they seen them head south, and they just noticed a lot of military. And then we asked them what they're doing there for, and they would just smile and not say anything. Allegedly, like I'll show you the footage at some point. I just was wondering if that sounded like a. Okay. Cross two. We got a comment. We got a comment here from Cross Two. Hello, hey, how you doing? Let's see for Yasmin. So she's saying, what kind of exercise are you doing at home? I love to walk and swim, but I'm usually at home. What would you recommend? What? Oh wow. Once, one sec, buddy. Having a bit of an audio issue going on. Give me 1 second, buddy. Looks like for some reason I don't know why this is happening, but all of your audio, it's not. I have it basically. My computer's rigged to pick up the desktop audio, which is basically what the audio is. Okay, I got it here. Give me 1 sec. This program's just being very strange right now. I just need you to repeat just a question here. 5 seconds. We should get everything running back on. All right, and that should have fixed it. Try saying something real quick.
Yeah.
There you go. Good. All right, you're good. That's all I needed. Yeah, sorry about that. The USB in my system decided to bump you over to the microphone for some reason. All right. Thanks for the updates in the sound, guys. I don't know why it's being so silly, but that should have fixed it now. So let's run through those questions real quick. I'm gonna chop the beginning of this second clip off when this is finished. So let's start off with, she said, "What kind of exercise are you doing at home?" Let's start off from there again. Thanks, Alexandra. Appreciate it.
I'm not doing anything. I should be doing calisthenics or something like that. I'm a big gym guy. My gym is closed right now, and I've kind of been lazy. I think the gym is opening Monday, and I'll probably give it a week before I get back, just to make sure things don't go crazy and I get myself sick. It doesn't take a lot, guys, to do at home. Throw a YouTube video on, whatever. Try to do 2 minutes of burpees. That'll kill you. I don't think I could do that right now. There's plenty of stuff you can do, and it doesn't have to be a long period of time. Just get moving somehow. That's what I suggest.
Okay.
If you got a stationary bike or something like that. I know, Rob, you talked about getting one yourself. You get one and do that. If not, do calisthenics. Put some music on and just jam out, man.
Yeah, let me go double check something, because apparently I'm getting double audio for my microphone. I love how, like, for some reason, just the entire computer just decided to conk out. We were having a really good stream, too. Let me check something real quick. So your audio's coming through fine. You seem fine. I'll give it a second to hear what my... Alright, just 1 sec, guys. Let me check this. It's just like the computer got cursed all of a sudden. We were doing fine. Alright, 1 second. It's just getting to the point where you and I were talking again. Okay, Facebook has like the longest lag in the world. Like Facebook has this like on like a minute ago. So let me see if I can pull this up on YouTube. Are we still getting our double audio? Let's check it out. Are we still getting? No, I'm not hearing any double audio. Good. All right, should be good. Let's keep going. So, that being said, let's go back to the other ones. Yes, in that case, Oregon school is person to person. I'm not quite sure what's going on because I got the audio right now. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, Yasmin. I got two sources on here. I'm not really hearing the double. Maybe it might be on something on your end, buddy.
On my end?
No, I'm saying on their end because.
No.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it on my end. I'm not sure what's going on. Thanks, B. Yeah, so maybe try, if this doesn't work, maybe try the Twitch stream. Maybe twitch.tv/PowerRobOfficial. It's the same exact stream going on. But yeah, it seems okay at the moment. But anyways, let's run down the other comments here. Let's see. See Oregon. So yeah, this is looking kind of concerning with the person to person stuff here.
Yeah.
We definitely have we got 8 viewers. Cool. Where to begin? Let's take a look at some other. Oh yeah, that's right. Got other updates actually. I pulled up here. Let's go pull up another one here. It was a developer convention, the GDC. That's in San Francisco, I believe. That has been canceled because of the coronavirus. Now again, the government is telling us that that San Francisco has like what, 1 case, 2 case, 3 at the most. Like, it's just a little strange. It seems like businesses seem to be freaking out a lot more than they typically would for other viruses. So just something to keep in mind. We also got there was an infected Norwegian hospital employee who may have had contact with over 100 people, asked the hospital right when he got symptoms if he should be tested for the virus, but got, quote unquote, no, it's not necessary.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
That's rough. That's
Well, and the frustrating thing about it is some of this stuff, or if not a lot of it, some of it anyways, is very preventable and shouldn't be happening.
yeah.
There's always going to be human error. This just is what it is. But this kind of stuff, like what you just spoke about, to me is absolutely unacceptable.
Because that's how you can get 100 patients. Jeez. We all know it, and those are not. Ooh. Also, we got an update from Caitlin Rivers on Twitter about the CDC. Let me to pull this up here. The CDC hopes to have many state and local health departments doing their own testing by the end of next week. That's great news. Correct. That's great news, but also in some ways worrisome news, because I think we all know what that means about the rates in the United States. That means we're going to have some rates that skyrocket in a week from now. I'm calling that now.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have tons of new people next week. They're going to show up if we get remotely accurate testing, which we should have had this kind of testing 3 weeks ago. It shouldn't be happening now. But let's keep looking. Let's see. I got some other news here too. Let's see. That's about face masks being out. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, that's right. The FDA today, they announced that supply chain disruptions are beginning. We're seeing our first signs of supply chain disruptions when it comes to pharmaceuticals. So if you are in the States, it is very important that you get your medications ahead of time, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Be ahead of this.
Especially for people that really life or death depend on these medications. Your blood pressure medication, your insulin, your antiretroviral medications, if you guys are on those, or if anybody if you have any loved ones that are on anything that they must take in order to stay alive, more or less. Make sure you talk to your family and your friends and help them if they need it, and make sure they get that. Please. That is something that we can prevent, I think.
Also, Bill Gates says the coronavirus will be the once in a century pathogen we've been worried about. I hope it's not that bad, but we should assume it will be until otherwise.
Let me chime in on that. I think it's too early to say that. Bill Gates he's not an epidemiologist either. I kind of wish people that aren't in the field, even if they do have insider stuff, I kind of wish they would keep quiet about stuff like that. That's just my personal opinion.
Heck of a statement to make. Yeah.
I don't know if I believe on that. What's up?
I said it's hard to. It's a heck of a statement to make, on his part.
Okay. I thought we had tech issues. Okay. Yeah. I would kind of dismiss that at this point. Not dismiss it, but I don't think we can make statements like that right now. We don't know. My gut feeling tells me that is incorrect. That's just my gut feeling right now. Of course, that could change.
We got a few comments here. Let me start them in because it's actually starting to mount a little bit. I don't want to leave these guys behind too much. It says European Shot Show canceled from Cross 2. B says a little bird's name was Enza. I opened up the window and influenza. Haha, that's an old one, yeah. Cross 2. Buddy in Czech said the grocery store was sold out. They don't even have a case yet, but they are told to prepared. Wow, the Czechoslovakia was told to prepare. But yet the United States is not, even though we have more of a reason to actually have problems. Yasmin says, what can I do since my family, even children, do not believe me? That's a tough one. She says, we don't even have a single case confirmed here. None. That's why. Well, what to do? I mean, you're lucky that you're in an area where there's no real evidence that the coronavirus has struck or COVID-19 has struck yet. I would say just pay attention.
Yes. Be vigilant. Yeah.
Yeah. Have some supplies in case, and let's see. Kayla Wilkinson says, "Oh, Kayla, it's nice to see you." She says, "What is your insight about Japan?" That's actually a good question.
It is a very good question.
Let me double check. Actually, I think I know who she is. She's a new friend of mine, I believe. She is one of the resident experts on. Yes, I know. Yeah, so you have a couple of videos about Japan. I would love to have you on this show at some point, because from Quentin over here, as I point out in the info here, he's from Macau. I have only heard that Japan Disney World they've shut it down. It seems like there's a lot of cases over there, and the situation seems to be getting a lot worse. But I would love to have your thoughts on the show at some point. That would be really great. Cross 2. Yes, Ravel mentions AK. What's going on? I haven't seen that familiar face. Cross 2. Just check. Slovakia is a different country. Yasmin says schools are closed. Yeah, it's spreading fast, guys. It's definitely increasing. Let's see, Kayla. I think underreporting is taking place because there are guidelines in place that prevent random people from getting tested. Uh, I have been keeping an eye on your updates, Kayla. Your information is vital. I really appreciate the updates you've been making. I'm sorry to hear you've been. I believe you said there's been some censoring going on, correct? If that's correct. We also have a comment from Lilos Art saying, yo, what's up, man? But yes, for I always keep getting her name wrong too. She's an old friend of mine. Uh, Kara. Kara. She's gonna get so mad at me now. It's been so long since she yelled at me about saying her name right. But it's yes, frontal measures are key. They're very important. The big problem is I think the window of time to prevent an outbreak in our hey. Yes. Well, I think it was the last video we had Quentin on. We got to double check that one. Sorry, my got a bit of a headache today, so my vision's like not the best. So that's why I have these on for light sensitivity. So, but yes, I think the window of time for prevention, for outbreaks and whatnot, that's kind of gone. You know.
Yeah, Rob, I have to agree. It's been long gone for quite a while now. I said before, and I think you've echoed what I said too, that containment failed.
Yeah.
It failed a while ago, guys. The virus is here. It's making its rounds.
Sorry.
There's no stopping it. It is coming.
Yeah.
It is coming. I can guarantee you that. What the whole outcome is going to be once it's there. I mean, it's already there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What the outcome
is
going to be.
Funny comment.
We don't know yet. But yeah, it's failed. It's in the States. It's every continent that I know of. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Antarctica, and I assume it's probably not there. But not very many people in Antarctica, anyways, except for scientists.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a reality. We have to face it. We have to deal with it.
So we got a comment from Kara. Her and I go back, but she's only actually said her name's pronunciation one time to me ever. And
is it Kira?
If she could type out the enunciated part of it, I'd appreciate it. I thought I got it right the first time.
My name is also Kira as well.
Yeah, I thought it was Kira, but I think she yelled at me when I said that the first time years ago.
Maybe it's pronounced Kiara.
Or Kiara. I know Kiara was the Justice League Hawkgirl pronunciation of that spelling. That's what I initially thought. But that being said, she says, "How dare you?" And then "How epic dare you?" was the comment. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. It's been a long time. You said it one time in one phone call offhandedly, very quickly, 2 years ago. I'm trying my best. So I appreciate you. Love you. But yes, it's been a while, and great to hear you here. She also said there's a lot of propaganda equating the coronavirus to pneumonia. Oh, tell me about it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am so tired of hearing pneumonia comparisons to this virus. This is not this is not the flu. Sorry, pneumonia. Okay, that's weird, actually. I thought there was a lot of propaganda comparing the flu to the coronavirus. Now, there is a link to pneumonia and the coronavirus. Like, it does cause pneumonia, but it leads to that. That's different, though.
But it also can cause multi-organ failure too.
Yeah,
it's not the only thing that's going on when you get that virus, guys.
I feel so bad that now people in the chat are actually typing out the enunciations of how it's supposed to be phrased of her name.
What is the correct pronunciation for her?
She has not said it yet, but someone says Kierat, but there's a T at the end of it. I don't think it's a T. Kierat or Kiera. I never got it right, but she only gave me one chance to get it right. She can't see the thread, Lilos. See, the glasses are off now, so I can read better. But she can't. She has to be on YouTube. She's commenting on Facebook about how her name is pronounced. I'm sure I'm gonna get some angry messages about this. I am so sorry. I wasn't ready for this, guys. It's 4:12 a.m. I'm trying my best, fam. Also, why are you up? Like, she's in Virginia, right? Let's see. Also, here's a little side note. A second. I'm gonna tell her I'm so sorry. I'm gonna message her right now. Okay. Start placing bets $50 and up. Okay, Kira, thank you. I'm telling her sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. um. Oh well, yeah. Why don't you, if you want to give me your Facebook again, not sure if you want to do it on YouTube comments. By all means, yeah, I can add you. Okay, so I really don't want to make this episode us guessing how to pronounce my friend's name. We're gonna take bets.
Maybe you ought to put a wager down on this one. We'll put a little poll
Li-
going.
Lightly. Let me go do it right now. Let me add you. Let's go do that. All right, let's go add our new friend here. Okay. Lee, professional artist. I can get it. Hold on. Let me get you on there. Art. Could I find you? All right. I'll find you in a second. Yeah, I found you. Yeah. I got you, man. Is that? Yeah, I see a bunch of COVID-19 stuff, so I'm assuming that's you. All right, cool. So, anyways, let's get back to this. Panic, chaos, and disorder. My work is done. I don't know about that. We had a good laugh. Nothing's all messed up in here. It was fun to have you on board. It's great to see us, CeeLo. But anyways, yeah, it's great to have you on. It's great to have you on here. I am gonna call her just Kyra because that's the Justice League guy. That's Hawkgirl. But it's back to the actual topic here. So let's go back to COVID-19. Okay, so let's see. Coronavirus causes COVID-19, which is causes pneumonia. Correct. Thank you, Cross2. That's definitely what it does. Let's see. Moving forward, let's get some other information that I picked up over the last day here. All right. Where we got?
Hey, you know what? I just had a thought. Can I get something out real quick?
By all means, I'm gonna get some more data.
Even if people are comparing pneumonia with the coronavirus, which causes pneumonia. Pneumonia can be very fatal, guys. It's not something that is just like, oh, it's just like the cold. Pneumonia kills a lot of people all over the world every year. So pneumonia is not something to joke about either. So I don't understand the comparison between that personally.
She typed out the enunciation. I'm taking my notepad.
Oh, what is it?
Kira. I thought it was Kira, but then I got yelled at when I said it years ago.
Does she spell it Kiera?
Ciara. That's what threw me off.
Wow. Okay,
that's why I was confused.
That's probably what makes it difficult. Because my daughter's name is Kira, but we spell it Kiera.
Well, now we know. This is the Kira virus. Okay. I'm kidding. So there we go. So that put a Kira. Thank you, Kira. It's great to see you again, old friend. It means a lot.
Hey, don't forget how to pronounce her name again.
It's in a note.
Come over there and cut you.
I've got it on a notepad. I've typed it out.
Got it on a notepad.
Yeah, I just showed it on the camera. So Yasmin says, since you're at home for a long while, it would be more comparable to the Spanish flu. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. It would be.
Yeah.
Statistically, at the moment, it is. Yes. She also said, we had what to buy for prepping except masks, gloves. I'd say non-perishables are good. If you do get face masks, N95s are pretty good. I think the CDC and the FDA are recommending that you do not buy them because they're not effective. I think what they're actually doing is they're trying to make sure that the world's supply of N95s are not gobbled up because of healthcare providers. That's what it seems like. So they are effective, but they feel that they would rather them be allocated to health professionals. But so it's a little white lie they're telling.
That is how generally things like this that do work within the medical community and such. So I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Also, stock up on cleaning supplies.
Yeah. So
hygiene is going to be key to this in your own homes and everything and stuff like that, guys.
Kira says the flu can also be deadly. Correct. It can be deadly.
Yes, it can. I think the flu has probably killed this year already about 10,000 or 14,000. Yes, that is true. That is very true. But the comparison between this and the flu, I think, is very.
It's a heck of a drop off.
I'm trying to think of a good word for that.
Lopsided.
Yeah. That's probably a good word right there. We'll say lopsided.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good comparison at all.
Yeah, at least at the moment.
Yeah.
It's until we get more.
Now, it might be possible that this virus becomes a seasonal virus like the flu. And imagine that every flu season now, possibly, we've got to contend with influenza, whatever the strain of influenza is, and the COVID-19.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, guys. We don't know that yet, but there is some good scientific data that suggests that it is possible that this could be here with us to stay.
Yeah.
So keep
That's
that
that
in the
has
back of
been
your mind,
that
guys.
has been mentioned before by a few experts that is a
Yes.
possibility.
Yeah.
But
It's a possibility.
the denominator for infected and the dead, it's going to change as we get more data. The big problem is, let's see, we got a comment here. Yeah, here I can turn up. Yep, you got it. Okay. So we got a comment. I got the audio levels fixable here. So we got a lot here. So it says pneumonia can cause scarring on your lungs, having long-lasting effects. That is true. I actually had it as a child. My dad's had it a few times. Gypsy Boy says, "Is it bad?" Question. Let's see. Cross 2 says, "Can you turn up Keys audio?" Yep, got it. No problem. Let's see. Spanish flu is the H1N1. Gypsy Boy says, "What? Dang, no more heavy smoking." Well, probably a good idea to not smoke in the first place for your health, but I'm not your doctor. Yasmin, I guess I need to learn video games, not to be bored at home. Yeah, I'm gonna relearn. I'm gonna rediscover video games myself if things go south. I think. But yeah, so where we were going on, we actually were kind of on a point. Oh yeah, so the flu. As it stands, the flu has a mortality rate of about 0.1, I'd say, by 0.1%, versus the current death rate of COVID-19, which is 2 to 3%. Now that might change because testing is horribly inaccurate right now. I don't even think we have a remote actual number of people that are truly infected, mainly because of the mild cases, the underreporting from different countries. It's just a mess. So we don't know how bad the underreporting is to specifically hide how bad it is, and we also don't know the number of people that are infected that don't have severe cases. So it's this mess where
Not even there's some people out there that are completely asymptomatic, meaning they show zero symptoms of infection at all.
Right.
And so those people probably they will never know that they even had the virus.
So
because the body will eventually get rid of the virus, and the only way to know that is later on down the road when they develop certain testing mechanisms. They can test for a titer in the blood, but that's about it.
Lilo,
you don't know. So I think we could hope for. I don't think we're ever going to have exactly accurate numbers when this is all said and done.
Leo Sarth says tests are 50% accurate. That actually seems like a reasonable statistic based on testing we've had so far in the States.
They said it's 50%.
Yeah.
The test.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds about right with all the negative tests that are coming up, and then they're testing positive later on. So.
Oh my God, Canada tested less than 1,000. So if Canada tested less than 1,000, the U.S. tested less than 500. Ooh, we might have some serious outbreaks right now, guys. That could be a mess. But yes, so to answer the question, Kira, yes, there's propaganda that I think that Kira says pneumonia is often a negative ramification of the flu. Yes, that is correct. It usually is it's an infection of the lungs, and it causes a few fluid buildup. All that stuff, that is true. But it seems like COVID-19 brings on pneumonia even more aggressively than the flu does, from what I've gathered. Let's see. Cross2 says, look at the numbers of SARS, only 8,000 infected worldwide, and it was devastating for the healthcare system. That is true. Also, if you compare rates, SARS rate of infection, by the time that COVID-19 managed to get to the numbers of the dead and infected, and again, you're using Chinese suppressed numbers, it was no time at all. It blew past it. So correct. Good point, Cross2. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Very quickly, yeah.
Blew right past it. So, yep. So that being said, I think the flu compared to COVID-19, it is a little bit strange that the same comparisons were made back in let's see. Cross 2, where are you getting the Canada numbers? I haven't heard the number tested. Good question, Cross. The thing is, after these episodes, I typically go online to try to, verify some of the stuff, so I don't say it. So by the next session or next live stream, if I bring something else up, it's because I've done my homework, or if I confirm something from the previous episodes because I looked it up. But I'd love to get that as well. Let's see. Alexandra, there are 14 new infected people here in Germany. Great. Well, stay vigilant, my friend. Keep us posted on what's going on. Thank you for the information. But yeah, I noticed when
14 new infected in Germany. What part of Germany?
Good question. Leo's Art says, I live in Canada. Interesting. So I guess he's getting it from some local news source. So yeah, still a lot going on. But yeah, so I noticed, as I said in one of the earlier episodes, what was a little bit haunting was I found news articles from 1918 where they were trying to downplay the Spanish influenza, saying, "Oh yeah, well, it's just the flu. We've had this before. There's a lot of flu deaths. This just means you should, take care of your immune system." And it was like the same kind of downplaying, and it just seemed like the same gear we were switched into for this one. So,
Yeah.
little
And I
creepy.
think that's pretty common in situations like this. Not necessarily epidemics, but I just mean um, mass casualty incidents or mass infection incidents or just anything that's a little bit chaotic. I think it's human nature to kind of downplay things. I think a lot of times I think it just serves as kind of a um, a safety net for us, you know. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But you're
Uh,
always going to have people that refuse to believe anything, anyways. So it just is what it is.
yeah. So Leo says, don't forget during Spanish flu there was no planes, but just by boat. Correct. And so,
Oh,
uh,
absolutely, and that's why that's why the scientific community has been so worried, and we've been waiting for something like this to happen because uh, it spreads so fast now. Within 24 hours, you can have a pathogen almost worldwide.
yeah. So Joseph Valentine says there will be a deeper impact. Let's see. All right, so we got two comments. Let's answer both of them back to back. So let's start off with Joseph Valentine. He says there will be a deeper impact from the economic collapse when the quarantines start and our service industry fails across the board. When people stop spending, job loss and poverty will grip the nation. I agree that economically we're going to have quite a hit, and I think that's why the government is not telling us the numbers right now because they're trying to buy time to figure that out. That's my
Sure.
current theory. Kira says, so for preventive measures, you are saying that it's too late for quarantine and travel restrictions to prevent further transmission. I heard the
Yeah.
incubation period of the virus is 14 days. You may be right. Yes, unfortunately. We have been saying that
Yes.
it's too late for about maybe a week now?
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
Unfortunately, the only real yes, that is correct. I do agree with that. Quarantine. We're not going to throw quarantine out the window because it's still very vital and it will still help
Yeah.
control some. But as far as containment worldwide, yeah, this you can't contain this anymore. It's nothing to do. It's here. It's making its rounds and it's going to have to take its toll and do its thing, and then will eventually die off. I think. Hopefully, like we said, and Rob, you made a good point about having warmer weather. Hopefully, warmer weather changes, but we don't know if the warmer weather will make a difference yet or not because this is a new virus, so we don't know.
I think this is part of what makes this virus so scary to a lot of people because we find ourselves when going over the data, the words we don't know come out constantly, and that's
Right.
what that really
And
makes things
and also
scary.
because it is a new virus, brother, we have zero immunity to it. So
Yeah.
whereas if we had immunity to influenza, like or any other disease that we have immunity to that we're around, it takes a lot more of that disease to get us sick. Whereas just a tiny amount of this disease will get us sick because we have absolutely zero protection against it.
I also read that the ability for this virus to bond to DNA, or I forget exactly what it was, but
Uh-huh.
it was it was about 1,000 times more effective or in doing so than viruses in the same like SARS and whatnot. I'll try to get the
Yes,
data and bring it up later, but that was part of what makes it so infectious. On top of the fact it's novel.
yes, and I believe I read a similar statement, and if you look at the numbers, I believe it to be true as far as when comparing with influenza as well too,
Yeah, so we got a
which
couple
we
of
do know
comments.
that.
It says Leo says because let's see because in the Canadian official there's okay. I give max 2 weeks in North America. Korea is only showing a mortality rate of about 0.5%. I have to double check those numbers. Incubation period
I think
is yeah, zero point
two
0.5.
weeks is a
Yeah.
huh.
Let's keep going on. Incubation period outliers 0 to 27 days. Kira says I remember H1N1 was deadly but not necessarily contagious. Coronavirus is evidently
H1N1.
yeah
Well, the
contagiousness
thing
versus
with
this.
HN, the good thing that happened with that virus is that it never became airborne. The only way to get infected with H1N1 is to come in contact with infected birds. Um, it never went human to human. I don't believe. If I'm wrong on that, somebody please correct me. I don't believe H1N1 went human to human. I don't believe.
Okay, his name is Leos. I'm getting a lot of names wrong tonight. So Leos art. Good to know. I'll add that down. So let's keep moving forward here. So it says that is a heck of a name, guys. You see this guy's name. I'm glad he's here. It's D3VOT33NYC. Whew. Relapse and or reinfection may be problematic. You are correct. We mentioned this a little bit earlier in the stream. Reinfection is actually worse if you get it twice. Leos art says we're talking also human animal. That is scary. Kira says correction has not had the second lowest fatality rate, but it's alarming. What makes this so concerning, and we brought this up a couple times, is you are the only real outbreak that I found that was really worth comparing, one of them was Spanish flu of 1918. You know, you had a 2 to 3% mortality rate. It was very infectious, which concerningly, this is significantly more infectious than even that disease. And Spanish flu ended up infecting 27% of Earth. And you can look this up. It's Wikipedia. Like 27% of Earth. Yeah. So with a 2 to 3% death ratio, it ended up killing. The estimates were from 40 million to 100 million after already a year. So keep that in mind. This is more infectious.
I've also heard estimates with this virus that possibly 40 to 70% of the population could be infected.
Correct. That was a Harvard study. Yes, that was Harvard. Yeah. This is definitely not some conspiracy stuff. It was published by The Atlantic, and it was from a Harvard professor. So definitely concerning.
It's very concerning
because that's not like some bunk science. Gypsy Boy WTF. Bro, this reminds me of the book Andromeda Strain. Leos, let's see. I'm kind of catching up here. He says, yes, it did. H1N1 equals Spanish flu. I guess so. Yeah. I guess I mentioned that exact one. My bad. Yes. So I guess when you mention H1N1, I keep going back to the 1818 outbreak. But yes, same thing. So that being said, that's what scared us. We had a couple nights ago. We had someone come in bringing it up against the original outbreak and how the numbers and everything started appearing to look the same. Yes. So Mike, sorry about that one. Yes, H1N1. I guess when I hear H1N1, I think of the recent outbreak of it, and I don't sometimes connect the dots that biologically they're the same thing, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the big concern within the scientific community with H1N1 initially, and it's still
yes,
a bit of a
thank you,
concern
Cross too. Nice seeing you again.
Is that virus was the one that at that period of time ticked all the boxes that could become a terrible pandemic on the scale of the Spanish flu, but and that was the concern then, and now we've got this virus.
Yeah.
So
when these are things that I noticed after the episode when I researched a bit more about that outbreak versus this outbreak. It did seem that there were estimates that the mortality rate for the Spanish influenza outbreak could have potentially been 10%. Now, with what we have on our hands right now, there is significant evidence that the death rate would decrease with a higher denominator when you're dealing with the fraction of recovered to dead. However, there is a chance it might increase. We don't know yet, but it looks more likely that's going to be less of a problem as it goes. So that that is worth noting. That Spanish flu, the low estimates are 2 to 3%, but the high estimates are 10%. Right now, our high estimates seem to be 3%, maybe 4%, and then we have the outlier, which seems to be Iran, where the mortality rate seems to be skyrocketing for some reason over there.
It does seem to be skyrocketing. Iran is very concerning to me, and I think probably most of the scientists right now that are dealing with this.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good chance, and I'm only speculating here. I think a very good chance that a mutation is possibly going on right now.
Yeah, I was reading that from some other experts too, that they were saying that that's part of why they think that the mortality rate in Iran is getting really bad. Kira says, Cross 2, by the way, that's our friend that brought up the comparison, so it's great to see you again, Cross 2. So
what's up?
Cross 2, that's the name of one of the people commenting. That was the person who came in bringing up the comparisons between the Spanish influenza outbreak and the current outbreak. That was the person from one of our last ones. So
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So it says, Kira says, so imagine if the coronavirus is even more deadlier. It'd be like turning the United States into a survival horror game like Contagion. That's what we are really concerned about here, or one of the main things we are concerned about. So it's a combination of things. right now, for guys in the States like me and Kira and a couple other people, the number one real thing that's in front of us that is likely to happen is we're going to have a severe governmental and societal response to when things get bad. That is the current thing we're worried about. That, number one. Number two, the economic implications of China being shut down effectively for a month, not just in terms of economically, but also the supply chain. We're going to have significant supply chain interruptions soon. So, wait, the health minister from Iran died? Are you serious? Hold on, what? Hold on, you remember dude? You remember the Iran health minister, the one that was sick on TV I mentioned earlier?
He's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check that. Really? Hold on.
What about the vice president? I heard the vice president of Iran actually contracted the virus as well. Is that?
Hold on. No way. I gotta double check that. His
Yeah.
hold on. I don't see any evidence that he's dead. It may have just happened.
Yeah, give it a few hours or a day or so for things that I don't know how easy it is for information to get out of Iran actually.
Well, it might not. It actually. The Norwegian news. Okay, if you do me a favor, if you could give a link or a headline or any way I could find that, I'm gonna go on because Reddit's usually the fastest place I find for this stuff. If I can confirm that is wild. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna look up on Reddit because that's usually pretty quick. That'd be wild if we can find that out. Iran health minister. Hold up. Iran stock market closed. No one's saying you were disputing that. I was saying I was clarifying, like when I was saying Spanish flu and H1N1, I was kind of looking at them as outbreaks, and it was so it was on my part. So there you go. You're totally fine. Oh wait. Oh, I think you're responding to somebody else. Never mind. Okay, cool. Look, info are usually on that site. Well, point being, if you guys can get me a link to that is pretty wild. Because I'm trying to figure out if he's dead. All right, I can't find evidence of it. If you guys could confirm that is insane. Because as we pointed out, like, let's see. Joseph Valentine, pollution, nutrition, healthcare, etc. Government plays a huge role in death rates. Each country would easily have different outcomes. Yeah, I just kind of put two together here.
Yeah.
So correct, Joseph. So what's also part of what makes this kind of concerning is we have better medicine and health right now. It's weird that we have a similar death rate at the moment than the Spanish influenza outbreak, even with better technology. And I think we're gonna truly find out. His name was. Thank you. He's gonna look it up. Thanks so much, Henrik. Thank you very much. So yes, that would be insane if he just passed away. That's fast. Like, this virus takes forever. Remember, like, this will take 2 weeks of incubation, and then it could take up to a month. Like. Because that's part by the cure. Another part that makes this difficult is the virus is a slow-moving virus. It's not just the fact that the incubation period takes a long time. The virus itself, in order to recover or to die, it can take weeks, and that's part of why we're kind of like surprised here. Because if he were to have passed away, that means he must have had the virus for quite some time, or there's a mutation. Both those are concerning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that means, Iran didn't just get the virus. That means this has been in the system for a while. Whew. Let's see. All right, what else we got here? Let's see. Nothing on Twitter. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. Ramazan. Okay, interesting. We got bat face, gargoyle feet made an emoji. Is that a Pepe emoji? I haven't seen one of those in a while. Huh. I gotta squint for that one. Thanks for joining us, Bat Face Gargoyle Feet. That's a heck of a name. But yes, if we can get to the bottom of that one, the Iranian health minister, ooh, it'd be crazy. But yes, we have also apparently they have multiple vice presidents, I found out. So one of them is sick. So good to know about that one. Yeah, there's something going on with the Iranian death rate. It seems like it's moving very fast. It's moving very
It
aggressively.
does.
It these yeah
Well, and like I said earlier, if what they're saying that they're finding different DNA strains too within the same virus, that would indicate a mutation, I think.
Yeah, so we also have a comment from Kira. She says, "Are there different levels of vulnerability? Is age a common denominator in the mortality rates and recovery?" That is correct. Yes, different age ranges have different mortalities. It seems to increase the older you get. However, there are still many instances of people that are young that do die from this, and
Yes.
it is. But yes, it does seem like the more vulnerable people are those that are 60 and above.
Yeah.
The Spanish influenza outbreaks seem to attack people that were around the prime of their lives. So that is worth making that distinction. Cross2 says nothing on Twitter. Yeah, I really hope that we can corroborate that story. But if not, I'm glad a guy's alive. I really don't think he did a good job being a health minister, coughing in an interview about how everything's fine. That was a little bit strange. He's just like, oh
Right.
yes, everything's fine. It's like, aren't you supposed to like teach us good etiquette or to stay home and not infect other people? Like isn't that your job? So that was a little funny. He's like, yeah, no big deal, haha. And he's sitting across him like, what are you doing? No one's got a mask on. Oh yeah, by the way, it's right. This guy's worried about the coronavirus. He's a health minister and is not wearing a mask to prevent spread.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I have a theory on that though.
Yeah, what's the theory?
Especially in regimes like that, it's all about control and panic.
Yeah.
So if he's not wearing one, I think it's all for show. Is what I think. If that makes
Well,
any sense.
it's funny because it makes sense, yeah. Because if he was wearing that, people would be like, "Oh no, look, he's wearing it too."
They're like, yeah, you're telling us not to worry, but you're wearing a mask. So
It's just best to
which one is it? Should we
cough on
worry
it.
or should we not worry? But you're wearing, yeah.
We're wearing it, yeah. So Kira says at least he was well versed in irony. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, is there any jobs in that parliament that you really shouldn't be catching this virus that way or spreading around the virus? It's probably being a health minister. It's like, wouldn't you know of anybody else? But yeah, I don't think there's that much evidence that he's passed away. I mean, fortunately. But yeah, Iran seems to have a rough death rate at the moment, and apparently the actual numbers of the dead are around 200, not the number they've reported. So just worth keeping that in mind. It seems like other nations are closing travel from them. Hey, John, it's Mr. Thanos. He's back. Kira, I can't think of anything more ironic than being a health minister and being among the first casualties. Yeah, I think it's also that, and also then coughing on your interviewees, and then giving them the virus. Add that in there.
Right.
That's a heck of a mess. But yeah, Iran. Fingers crossed for them. I do think that yes, Kira, if you were, because I know you're around the Virginia area. If you have not, prepare some non-perishables if you can. If you want some specifics about this, hit me up privately. There's a couple things I want to bring up. There's a couple not necessarily verifiable things, but they're on good word that I'd like to bring up about the situation on the East Coast. So hit me up privately about that, Kira. Yeah, Kira says maybe something more ironic. Let's see.
Where is Kira?
She's around Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Yeah, she's a little south of me. John Brown says, I was watching your last stream video. Thank you, Rob. Hey, not a problem, man. Thanks for calling back, buddy. Hope things are okay with you. She says, Kira says, I can't think of anything more ironic than the health minister being among the first casualties. Maybe a personal claims lawyer being cannibalized. That's a pretty good one. that's a pretty solid one, Kira. Okay.
Well, I'm wondering if that's because in certain countries, like, I think if you were to look at our health minister in the West or something, they probably would tend to kind of oversee things and not be right in it. Whereas I think regimes like Iran and China, it's a little bit more authoritative. So they want to know exactly what's going on, and they want to be so much a part of it that he would be right there with people and not necessarily take the precautions that are needed. The thing is you take precautions with this disease, and you can still get it, guys.
Right. So
it's still possible to have all the PPE, which is the protective equipment on, and you could still contract it. Just having all this gloves, mask, face mask, face shield on, everything like that, and decontaminate, it doesn't mean anything. It's very helpful, and it decreases the chance, but you can still get it.
So I got a comment from Kara says it's a incredibly sad. Regardless, I'm traveling to Las Vegas for my birthday. I might need advice, or I may to. I guess she's saying I might need to my advice on traveling safely.
I would advise don't travel. For several reasons. If you're going to Las Vegas, the Chinese love Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, also the fact that we just don't know where spread is. We've only tested.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to be on an airplane right now.
Just to repeat,
I think it's too risky right now.
Just to repeat here, for those who are just tuning in, the main reason we are nervous about this is, number one, the incubation period takes up to 2 weeks, possibly longer. Number two, testing is completely unreliable. Number three, we have had over 8,400 people in quarantine from different infected nations in the United States, and only 445 have even been tested with a test with a 50% or possibly lower accuracy rate. So what this means is we even have evidence in California, two different people that they want. By the way, one of them wanted to be tested. They were in the hospital and they were denied testing for over 10 days, infecting everyone in the hospital as far as we know. We have people that are in quarantine, going to bars, all this stuff. So we have the people here that are going to be possibly spreading the virus. So as far as I am concerned, and again, I'll run it by you. You have a master's in public health to confirm the stance here. As far as I'm concerned, there is a massive probability, if not a what's it? Oh, all I gotta say is how many people die across the world from the flu. Here we go again. Yeah, whatever. So
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Same old shit again.
Yeah. So point being, there's a high chance we have a significant community spread in the United States. The flu a lot of people are comparing the flu's numbers for an entire year from last year. They also bring up the fact that the flu is already propagated in a lot of different areas already, but this virus simply spreads faster and kills more efficiently. That's why we're concerned, and we still don't know a lot about it. But as it stands, it is 20 times more deadly than the flu. So it might not have killed as many right now, but just look at the rate of spread, guys. It's not the same.
Right? No, it's not the same, and this is not even over yet.
Right.
So, guys, don't freak out, but be concerned. It's not the flu. It's completely different. Show me one city in a flu-infested country right now, which every country should have flu cases right now. We're in flu season. Show me one city that has quarantined 50,000 people for influenza.
Or
doesn't happen.
When's the last time China locked down 760 million people for the flu?
Right. Or Russia. Or another country has completely blocked off their borders from another country.
The list goes on and on.
I just don't know what it's going to take for people to understand the severity, because the evidence is there.
We got another update. We got an update here. Muhammad Ali Ramazani, an elected official, has died in Iran. So
is he the health official?
No, he's somebody else. Let's go pull that up. Mohammed. The keyboard's being dumb. Muhammad Ali Rama Sunny. Okay. Oh, come on. I'll look it up after this. Thank you for the heads up, Cross, too. We got some other comments here. Let's see. Leo says money will soon be wallpaper. Holy, or that's our boy Thanos says money will soon be wallpaper.
Oh, is this altruistic Thanos?
Oh, it's altruistic Thanos is back. Yes, he's back. It's great to have him back. He was in my last stream.
What's up, Thanos?
Yeah, I had him back during my Doom stream, and he was getting into it.
How cool.
Leo says, and even after, let's see, Harvard says the study 70% will be virus. Yeah. So he was citing the Harvard study we said earlier that possibly 70%. I like how he takes the high estimates in all of these studies, because the estimate said 40 to 70%. I like how Thanos is just like, let's go to the high number. He automatically goes to the worst case scenario in the study. Yes, 70% was in the study. That is true, Thanos. Let's see. Money will soon be wallpaper, blah, blah. And so let's see. South Korea, 3,150 confirmed cases. Thank you for that, Leos. Leos. Let's see. I had a... Okay, Thanos, you have said a joke that was already stated about an hour ago. I'm so sorry to tell you. He said, I had a bird named Enza, open the window, and influenza. Yeah, someone already said that, buddy. I'm so sorry. Leo says we have 31% of the total country with infections of, I guess he says Korea, I believe. I'm sure I got that wrong. So, let's see. I think that's all the comments we have so far. But yes, so anyways, that's why we are concerned. It's the rate of infection, it is the death rate, and all these things combined together that is making this worth noting. Now, and it's not because we're worried it's going to kill everybody, but it's going to be so significant that governments are going to have to do some serious stuff. That's where we're concerned. I think that's a good. It's basically our concerns are like multi-headed here. You know, it's not just one thing that's concerning. You know, it's more about economically, supply chain stuff. You know, societal. The people are going to panic like crazy. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go really bad with this, and it's going to be happening pretty soon. So I implore you to keep an eye on things.
Yes.
So I guess that's kind of it. We've been going on for a while. Are you able to? I know you said it'd be out here in an hour. Are you able to? You got to wrap up soon.
You know what? I got a little bit more time. Let's go till 6 o'clock my time. It's now 5:50, so if
Okay.
we could do 10 more minutes.
Sounds good. Danos says dollar crash ? On Monday. I don't know. I'm not an economist. Kira says apparently people from mainland China are only permitted to arrive at certain airports. Yes, but the problem is, Kira, all of this stuff, like they're saying these things, but we have video evidence, photo evidence, like documented evidence that they're hardly screening people from China. They're really not doing a good job of that at all.
I don't think they are either. Just to update Kira, I don't know if you were here when I said this, but my friend just recently went to the U.S., which I was supposed to go as well too, and I canceled. When he got into the U.S. from Macau, he flew from Macau, Taiwan, LAX. He didn't have his temperature taken. Yep. They knew he came from Macau because they asked him, and no concern about the virus at all. And he said he's never been through immigration that fast in his life. And this guy's an airplane pilot as well too.
Yep.
So he knows what, should take a while and what shouldn't as far as immigration and all that too. So
that's part of why we've been concerned. I've been reading reports about this stuff since like there was a guy that came through BWI, and I took a look at his Delta Airlines ticket and everything. It was stamped. He said he came from Beijing around the time the outbreaks were getting really bad and they had the travel ban on China. He just came in. They said that they didn't know what was going on. They let him in. Like they're saying these things, Kara, but they're not doing it. And so that combined again, when you put 8,400 people on self-quarantine, you're literally putting the country's health up to the honor system with strangers. Yeah, okay. You're going to have outbreaks.
Well, that's the thing is some people are doing it and some people aren't doing it, and that's the problem.
Right.
It doesn't work unless everybody is on the same page.
Right. Let's see. How long ago was it? Apparently these measures were taken on February 6th. I mean, I have videos that take place after that. There's a guy on YouTube that he documented the whole thing in HD. I got to double check the date, but I believe it was after February 6th. And don't forget, this virus has been going around China since when? November, December?
No, since middle of December. It was first, I think it was first identified around, I'd say like 16th or 18th December. Don't quote me on that. It's around there somewhere. But it was the middle of December when it first started popping up, and that's when I heard about it. But I didn't pay any attention to it until I kind of got back over here in Asia.
Right. So, I guess we're just kind of detailing out with a picture why it's concerning. And so just keep that in mind that we started implementing these things, and it was quick that we started locking that down with China, or claiming to. But after we started doing that, I mean, as far as we know, we still could have had a lot of spread around here. My guess is Iran, if this is not mutated, it's because there's a lot of travel through Wuhan and people from Wuhan moving through there. So there's a high probability that there were people that traveled through there and they got infected, and now they're just starting to show their symptoms.
Absolutely. Well, we kind of hinted at this a few times before on the podcast where, everything has kind of been delayed, and we kind of went down the timeline of why we thought we're not seeing some things and happen in some places yet other places, and I think that's the key right there. That's the main reason right there.
Yeah, and so that's part of why I just don't know if I think the shoe's going to be dropping around here at some point, and
Yeah, somebody earlier, one of your callers texted you or something
yeah,
that said that he gives us about 2 weeks or whatever
yeah,
for the U.S. And I think that's probably a pretty accurate time frame. I
yeah,
think I think 2 weeks minimum, 2 weeks.
yeah.
It could be before that, but um, yeah, it's just kind of a sit and wait game now, and keep your eye on what the government is doing. I wouldn't necessarily like we both stated
Yeah.
before. Wouldn't necessarily listen to what they say, but actions speak louder than words. So look at what they're doing. Looking to see what the military is doing is always a very good idea as well too, because force protection is a big deal within the military. If our military, if we have a major outbreak in our military, that puts us at a huge disadvantage worldwide in our missions that we're trying to, not just combat missions, but all of our other missions that we do as well too.
Really, but what is Kira doing up though? Because it's totally 4:54, and we're in the same time zone. She's still commenting away too. I mean, you got energy. I thought I'm the one. She used to get on my case, but how much I stayed up. Let's keep going here. We got a lot of comments. Goodness. Let's go back up. She pointed out that people from mainland China are only permitted to arrive at certain airports: Atlanta, Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, Seattle, Washington, New York. Those are major city centers. I know, it's like they're not even trying. Why just throw them there? Screw it. Don't even screen them. Let's see. Leo says, my point of view is Korea is one of the only countries doing their job. It seems like they're one of the only ones that are really being efficient about this.
Well, yeah, I think they're the only ones that have been really transparent. I have a different way of looking at it too, and this is just my opinion too. I think the Chinese government has done very well in certain respects. I think they've done the best that they could, and I definitely would like to give a shout out to all of the nurses and the doctors that are on the front line doing their jobs, knowing that they could get infected, knowing that they could die. Some of them have died, and God save us, and if you're a praying Christian or Muslim or whatever your religion is, or even if you're not a religious person, I think we need to keep these people in our thoughts, because these are they're at the tip of the spear here. They're the ones that are doing miraculous things, and I think it's important to kind of remember these people, in my opinion.
Yeah. So let's keep taking a look at some other comments here. They brought up that Iran, close quarters, low education, poor healthcare. Iran was a bad place to get sick. Thanos says, let's get ready to rumble. Leo says, below the government. Yeah, the government that refuses the evidence of contamination is even more dangerous. That is correct. Kira says, well, because you would get recurring sick. Well, I didn't get that sick. And he's just talking about how she would get my case. I'd be going to sleep late. She says, I'm a Highlander. Duh. Nuh-uh. I'm usually staying up way later than you are. Don't even play with me. Do not even play. You're just lucky tonight. Leo says, you want to be vocal? Maybe, man. He's talking about possibly being on here as a guest. Possibly. Thanos says, Mad Max 2020. Cross 2. Low education would qualify for poor governance. Yeah, perhaps. You might have a health minister coughing on people with the coronavirus. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. So, I think let's see. We got one here. Joseph Valentine. It's strange how 4chan had called this out weeks before anyone thought it would impact the world. Lots of panicked anons, but definitely giving information about COVID-19 prior to media or CDC. Dude, there's a lot of. I don't even a big 4chan guy. I was more on like Reddit and like groups and stuff, and just looking at the data. I'm responding to one of her comments. And I was on this stuff for about maybe the last 2-3 weeks, just keeping an eye on this, being concerned. John or Thanos says, "Teach me how I get better." What? Leo says, "Did you look?" Okay, all right. Now we're getting to some weird comments here.
You gotta read the weird comments. So now I'm curious.
He just said poop. Let's see. Cross 2. 4chan calls out a lot of things. Often nothing ever happens. True. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, he made a misspelling. He said, "Did you look at the?" He meant to say, "Did you look at the Pope?" And that's why I was
Oh,
confused. He said, "Did you look at the
come out
poop?"
POOP.
Yeah, did you look at the poop? I was like, is he talking about fecal transmission? Like, is that what he's talking about? Because that is a thing. Like, this transmits through fecal
It is a
matter.
thing. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a thing.
it's okay, man. It's okay, Leo. Leo. So Kira says, I'll message you at 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m. I don't care. Man, you haven't messaged me in like months. Don't even play. You don't message me at all. You know, do your
I
worst.
wonder if that was an autocorrect from Pope to poop.
Yeah. But yes, it is relevant. Yeah, it's relevant enough. You know, we do. It is fecally transmitted. So we'll let it pass. I'll let it pass. I think that Myra, we got a great. Everyone's all lively here tonight, and most of you guys are in the States, which I don't know why, because you all should be sleeping. I should be sleeping. Kira should be sleeping. Um, Kira, it's not my fault. My pre-workout powder is so GD effective. Bro, I actually had to stop with those. Those stimulants, like, I get more energy from B vitamins and just my other supplements. But you do your watch out for that, Kira. Okay, it's not. There's a lot of things that could go wrong by overdoing on the pre-workout. All right, because especially with this virus coming out, it could dehydrate you. Like, don't overdo it with those stimulants like beta alanine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You familiar with beta alanine, Quentin?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. I used to put all kinds of stuff in my body. Being a power lifter, I was. I'm kind of
Yeah.
out of it now, but um, after I had my daughter Kira, is
Yeah.
her name as well too. I kind of started changing my ways a little bit because I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm 43, so
Yeah.
um, I was kind of like I try to put very little in my body now. I hardly even take even protein anymore. I just get what I need for my food.
Sorry, Cross too. Yeah, we had some interference going on. I had to turn some audio down for a second, but he's back up now. Thanks for the heads up, Cross. I forgot about that. It's getting a little late and getting a little sluggish and tired. But yeah, so we got some of the comments here. Let's see. Thanos, last days on Earth before internet is cut. I don't think internet's gonna get cut. Leo says went to English school for up to grade 5, then went to French school, so never learned how to write both properly. Hey, Biome, it's impressive you're multilingual, dude. It's very impressive. So yeah, Canada. So Leos is from Canada. He's our prepper guy. So yeah, no, I have to keep modifying the volume. Sometimes we get some like sound effects and stuff, and I have to like turn the desktop down. That's all. I just was a little bit slow on it today. But yeah, I keep that. I like my microphone. Thank you. Big fan of the Avatone. Okay, so I think I might kind of wrap up tonight. 5 a.m. is definitely getting late. Yeah, are you So what microphone are you on, Quentin?
Man, I'm such a low tech guy, bro. I'm
Yeah.
just on my phone, man.
Okay.
That might be why they're having issues. I don't know.
Okay, no big deal. Let's see. Quebec is okay, but yeah. That being said, guys, I really appreciate y'all hopping on here. It's always great seeing all your familiar faces. Long story short, I think the United States is going to be hitting some turbulence pretty soon.
I do too.
All right. By the way, first time I saw you, it made me think of the kid in the new Ben Affleck movie. I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna assume it's a cool thing.
Kid in the new Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck movie. I don't know. Kara, it's only 10 servings. Now we're talking about, dude, we gotta wrap this up. It got a bonus offer with my Hydro Surge hydration formula, which I purchased on Amazon. Okay, listen, Kira, those days are behind me. All right, I'm not into all the crazy supplements and stuff anymore. Please don't. You weren't into that before I started chatting with you. I hope I'm not rubbing off on you. Just focus on the B12 vitamins. Don't take all that weird stuff. Like don't get like the skin itches and all that weird stuff. And to be honest, I do kind of miss the itches. You ever had those with beta alanine where your skin itches?
Oh yeah, or the niacin. You ever
The
get a real big niacin flash where your whole body goes kind of hot and tingly and your ears
Yeah.
start to itch?
That's you honest. I like that. I like when the forehead itches. I don't know why. It's just
I do too, because then
great.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. Man.
Yeah, you got the forehead itch. So anyways, those days are behind us, Kira. Please take care of yourself. So that being said, guys, a lot's going on for people in the States. There's a lot of evidence from our government that have some non-perishables. Be ready for this. So just have that in mind. Otherwise, we're gonna have more of these pretty soon, and I will yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks a lot, Rob. I really
Yep.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for coming, dude. Have a good night,
You
guys.
too, man.
Bye.
Be safe.